Hello, everyone. I just reached 200 subscribers. That is good news. Originally, my plan for these 100 or not, subscriber specials was every time I get a new zero. So, like, the first one was 10, the second one was 100, and then the third one was going to be 1,000. But I realized that this whole process of getting followers and hopefully doing this professionally is going to take a lot longer than what I originally anticipated. Um, so if I waited until 1,000 subscribers, it would be way too long. And I did want to celebrate. It's a bit hard to try to come up with ways to celebrate just because there hasn't been a lot going on with the channel. I only have 200 subscribers. I haven't had that many videos. I wasn't really consistent about uploading videos until recently, so I can't really do like best moments. I guess I could always try writing a song thanking my subscribers, but right now I don't quite feel the inspiration for that. I feel like I'd have to really like make it, or at least have some kind of moment, or maybe like feel like a real genuine connection to the people who watch my channel for me to try to do that. So I'm going to pretty much do what I did the last time, which is react to all the videos that I've done. So this was my, I have the screen kind of small, but I think you can kind of see it, me wiggling my mouse around. So this is the last time that I did the subscriber special, and it was 2 years ago. And we're just going to go over all the videos that I've done after that, which there aren't really that many. Well, I mean, they are a lot, but like considering how long it's been, they aren't that much, and a lot of them are songs. I don't have to watch them all in their entirety. I'm not live streaming this, so I am going to edit out the video and just leave in the best parts. And then something else that I want to do is take a look at all the songs that I've done so far and kind of rate them, go over which are my favorites, my least favorites. And yeah, that's kind of what I have planned for this video. I'm kind of going off the cuff right now. Okay, well, those videos aren't really going to have a whole lot to go over. It's just me saying what was on my mind at the time. I was talking about this, the fact that I no longer force myself to try to be able to play the songs well in order to record them. I can always use computer magic to make it sound like I'm actually playing the songs, which is what I did on this song, Conceited Self. So let's take a listen to it, shall we? So this song, I guess there's not too much to go over in terms of how I recorded it. Basically, I came up with all the riffs and whatever, and instead of practicing a lot so I can get it right without messing up and then recording it, I just recorded it slower and then sped up the recording so that it sounds like I'm playing it at the speed that it needs to be. And the funny thing actually is the first guitar track is not even, I didn't even do that. Whenever I come up with songs, I always make a rough draft, and the way I do that is I have an idea of what notes or chords or whatever I'm going to do, and I record that, and I usually like a small bit, and then I try to align where the notes are going to be, like on what beats, and then I record little bits at a time, and so it sounds really chopped up. But then later I record it again, actually playing it and not, stop and go. At least that's what I do now. But with this song, one of the guitar tracks is the rough draft. But I guess when I was recording it, I thought if I just put a little bit more work into this, it would sound really good. And it didn't. Even though that one guitar track was the rough draft, I think the fact that this song is very chuggy and like very like punchy and like on beat and doesn't do like weird rhythmic things, it helps you to not notice how chopped up it is. So I just panned the I don't know if it was left or right, but I panned it one way, and then I just re-recorded the guitar on another track and panned it the other way, and that one sounds more natural and not so chopped up. So I think the fact that there is one that's more natural is helping kind of mask the other one, and that was it. Like I mixed it and recorded it and everything, and it sounded really good, and I was like amazed that it sounded better than any of the songs that I previously recorded, and I was doing it by cheating, essentially. One little fun fact. Let me find where that was. Okay, I can tell you which guitar it is from switching left and right on this part, because when the first time that I recorded the rough draft, I don't know how I did it, but I guess I palm muted a little bit higher on the strings, like closer to the bridge, closer to the neck, and it gives this really like chunky, like almost like a harmonic kind of a sound, like chung 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 chung, like kind of high pitch. Which if you're watching this right now, you can probably do the same thing that I did just now, and you'll notice it. Just take one out. The chunky higher pitch thing, that's the rough draft. The other one you'll notice sounds like a more of a normal palm mute, and that's the one that I re-recorded. And when I was re-recording it, I was trying to replicate that sound, but I couldn't for some reason. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll just do that one normally, and the other one is gonna have that quality to it. And so the two guitars sound a little bit different, but it still works, and it still has that quality that I wanted in there from the rough drafts one. The lyrics, it's kind of like fake it till you make it, basically. Like, if I don't feel like I'm a badass, but maybe if I just act like one, and I always ask myself, okay, what would a badass do in this situation? And then I do that thing, eventually I will be a badass. And maybe I'll have more confidence in myself. And then even though other people might look at that and be like, you're kind of full of yourself, calling yourself a badass. Like, what do you think you are? Like, at least, that's what I started getting into with the end of the song. Like I don't know if you would call it the chorus or what, but I'm like, well, if I don't do this, I hate myself. I have no confidence in myself. I can't do anything. This is what I have to do. This one, I think Davey 504 was, just telling people to, submit their challenges to him. And, the good ones he'll respond to and accept the challenge.
Before I challenge you to play the bass upside down like this. To all my subscribers, if you want Davey to see this video, slap like right now. Send it to all his social media so that he accepts my challenge. Will you accept my challenge, or are you afraid?
I love the editing on that one. I was trying to imitate the way Davey 504 edits his videos. I thought that came out pretty cool. Unfortunately, this only got 41 views, and I don't have very many subscribers who would want to repost this or whatever. And Davey 504, he never saw it. How to render and send stems to your audio engineer. This is a tutorial that, see, I wanted to do this thing called Kane Studios, where basically I wanted to get before, so Nocturnal Productions was my company thing that I was doing with a couple of friends, where we were trying to record artists, where it was like a recording studio. And but then I moved, so I couldn't do that with them anymore. So then I tried to do like Kane Studios, which was going to be the same thing, but just by myself. And I was planning on making tutorials to kind of, I guess, to get awareness, like so that people can can learn of my business and be like, hey, that guy knows what he's doing with recording. If I need to record a song, I'll contact that guy, that kind of thing. I don't know if I want to. I'm not opposed to recording anyone if someone offers, but my main goal is to make my own music and make my own videos and not really focus on working on other people's stuff. So I'm not sure if I want to keep on putting the Kane Studios label on videos like this in the future. This one is pretty straightforward, I think. And the intro that I was using was the rough draft of the song Empty, which I released now, not too recently, but somewhat recently. And then I, in a more recent Kane Studios video, I did use the finished version. I apologize in advance, by the way, if the audio quality is not that good. For some reason, my screen recording program doesn't record sound from Reaper, and I can't record voiceover either, so I'm just using a portable microphone here. It's funny. I figured out how to record the audio from Reaper later, but like I'm trying to be professional here, trying to make tutorials on mixing and stuff, and I can't even get my shit right. And then also I had to put in this reminder because I fucking forgot it in to do it in the video in the description. Feel like I do videos like these, but not be serious about it. Like, hey, I'm a professional and I'm trying to help you, and maybe you work with me sometime. Like more of like, I guess maybe if I'm do like recording and mixing videos or whatever, it'd be more like a thought experiment. Like the reason I got these earbuds actually was so that I could do a video where I explore, do you really need professional monitoring equipment to mix music? And I haven't gotten around to making that video yet, and have actually found these pretty useful for different occasions. But anyways, this one is basically talking about using amp simulators. I don't think I did a very good job of on this tutorial either. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna want to do is get yourself one of these. Sorry for the mess on my desk, but hey, I'm a professional, but I have a desk that looks like complete garbage. I guess this one's okay, but I don't know. I guess I'm not well, okay, so what I was gonna say was I'm not that much of a professional to be, I think, giving advice to other people, but there's a saying that goes, there's always going to be somebody behind you. Like even if I haven't gotten that far in my music or audio engineering career, there's other people who haven't even started, so I do know more than those people, and those people I can help out. So I don't know, but anyways, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing many more tutorials or videos like that. If anything, is going to be more like experiments. Okay, so the Pope of Metal returneth. This is the sequel to one of my most watched videos on my channel, and for some reason it only has 139 views even a year after it was uploaded. I'm not sure why that is. Could it be because I didn't put Baby Metal in the title? It's just the name of the album. Could it be during the time that I uploaded the video, there was a huge spike in like Google searches of Baby Metal for some reason? Like, I don't know, they just did a performance or something, and then this video was just not timed right. I don't know, but let's go ahead and watch the video.
I can see why people are into it. It's pretty fucking very album.
And the reason why I put clips of other people reviewing the album was because I knew I was coming into this late. Like, other people already had reviews on it, and you know, and I was like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, if people are already talking about it. But I was like, whatever. I'll just kind of acknowledge it. You know, I'll pretend like other people reviewing the album has reawakened me to do this.
But first, let me get out of this stupid costume. This thing's fucking hot. Jesus Christ. So, Baby Metal.
That intro has to be like, it's probably my favorite intro that I've ever done to a video. It's like the editing is good. Like there's so many things going on. You know, I referenced Jared Dines, who recently did that Metal Preacher video. That's good shit right there. And fun fact, the part where I say that the costume was really hot, that was a lie. It was winter when I did this, and it was pretty cold in the basement, and so that's why I'm wearing the sweater. But I just wanted to say that it was hot just for the joke of it. That pirate metal, man.
This is just fucking stupid. So when I see this in an act as good as Baby Metal, I get offended. Like, it's not even done
I
that
get
well.
offended. It's kind of dramatic. Baby Metal doing pirate metal, which in my opinion is not as good as other genres of metal. I'm offended. But I still agree with that. Pirate metal is pretty trash. Yeah, anyways, this is a good video. I think it's actually a bit better than my first one. Like it's I feel like my energy is better. The editing is good. The jokes, like maybe the way I way I wrote it, it was like a bit tighter. Good video. One of my better ones, I think. I think I have a crush on Suzuka. Same bro, like mad crushing. Also, I don't care what you say. Screw you. That song sucks. You're such a Sumo Metal fanboy, which I think is fine. I'm the same lol. Oh, I never said wifey. It's waifu, moron. And you think you're Japanese listening to Baby Metal? Can't even say waifu right. And you spell too bad wrong too. Too bad. True. And just like Baby Metal, this is so why so few views is something we're considering. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's more of a timing thing, like I said. The first video that I did got so many views. I'm wondering if maybe I should do more of that. Like I already talked about all their studio albums, so at first when I thought about it, I was like, there's nothing else for me to talk about, but there's their live performances, and I could just like react to that. But I think it'd be kind of difficult not to get a copyright claim or worse, strike on that kind of a video. And this is just a video where I announced that there is merch on my website. Fucking maggots. Fucking. When I recorded, I guess it doesn't start right away. I was recording on my phone, so the first couple of words got cut off. I think I said, "What's up, you maggots?" Up, you bunch of fucking maggots. Fucking K merch is available right now on the website. But if you buy enough of the merch, I'll be able to afford that option. So fucking buy it. If you don't buy the merch, you're dead to me. I forgot about that part. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, just a little like vlog video, a little funnier than I remembered. A lot of energy. Unfortunately, I'm going to be completely removing the plan that I have for the Wix site because it just doesn't get any visitors, and it didn't seem to make any financial sense to be paying $30 a month or however much it was, hoping to sell merch and music downloads, and I wasn't making any money off of that. If I was making at least enough money to break even, I'd be glad to keep the website up. That's not the case right now. So for now, the website is technically still going to be up, but it's not gonna have it's not gonna be kmusic.net. It's gonna be like wixsite.com/ my username or something weird like that. And I think you can still buy stuff off of there, but only through PayPal. Then there was a period where I wanted to be consistent, but I didn't really have the time to make videos. I was live streaming. I was doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke. But I'm just not good at doing things off of the cuff. Unless it's something like that I know what I'm going to talk about. Like here, I'm just talking about my own videos, and naturally, I'm gonna know what went into the videos, and talk about my opinions about it. I did a couple of tier list videos where I already knew what my opinions were and pretty much what I was going to say in the video. But if it's just like, oh, I'm doing a thing and playing a game, it's like, I need to make this funny somehow. I need to be entertaining. It's like, as much as I would like to do let's plays and stuff like that, like some of my favorite YouTubers, like Peanut Butter Gamer was a big inspiration when I first started. I'm just not cut out for that. It's extremely exhausting. I'm not entertaining, and it ruins the game for me too. Like I'd rather just play the game than have to talk over it all the time. And then this was the first video that I uploaded after I quit my job. And so I just said that I'm not good at doing let's plays and stuff. This was an experiment where I was trying a different format, where instead of doing the commentary as I was playing the game, I actually did the commentary after and just pretended like I was doing it while I was playing it. Because my thought process with that was, if I'm not playing the game, when I talk, I'm going to have a lot more brain power to be able to say things. It didn't turn out much better than my other videos, to be honest. Let me just play it here. Okay, if I do it a little bit more carefully, I can... Okay, we're running out of time. Fucking hell. I am not going to make it. Okay, we can do this. We can... So the first thing that I just noticed is that there's certainly a lot more commentary going on my other videos. I would be very... I would speak in big intervals. Like there'd be huge gaps between when I say things. Kind of like in this video, because I'm kind of going off of the how does that go? Off of the cuff? I just forgot. Anyways, however, what I'm saying is not any better than what I would usually say. And that's just because I'm still not planning anything out. I'm just looking at the video and I'm saying things. And after I did this video, I kind of accepted that, you know what? Me at my best is when I have it written down beforehand and I have a script and I read off of the script, and that's how. Because this is not. This looks like a pain in the ass already. All right, gotta drop down and get the thing and fuck. Okay, so one more time. Okay. No. Oh, there's a cage around there. Okay, gotta carefully maneuver. God damn, these are a lot of spikes. Okay, got it. It's just not entertaining. Like, it has a bit more energy, and then there's more commentary. There's constant commentary, which is one of the things that I was trying to do, which I couldn't while I was playing the game. But it's really just not very entertaining compared to people who actually generally have that kind of energy when playing. What's the next video? Every screaming tutorial. I think this one's pretty funny. I know that doesn't make any sense because there's no vocal cords inside your stomach, but just trust me, okay? I've been in a progressive melodic reggae deathcore band for 4 weeks now, so I think I know what I'm talking about. So just practice. Yeah, I think this video is pretty good. It doesn't have as much like planning and like jokes and editing and stuff as some of the other ones, but I like it. Basically, I just wanted to kind of channel my frustrations. Not recently, I guess, but when I was first trying to learn how to scream, there's a lot of screaming tutorials out there and they're not good. The only person out there who really knows what he's talking about is Brandon Kennedy. And I've actually taken some lessons from him, and I bought a course from him, which he's still working on releasing the videos to the students. But anyways, I just wanted to take all the pet peeves that I had about those videos and then put them into one joke video. And so like, those guys never plan out what they're gonna say. They don't know what they're talking about. They spread misinformation. The video quality is not good. The sound quality is not good. You know, all this stuff. Well, you got it. Okay. So your stomach should be moving like this. Okay, there is some editing.
Right.
Okay. So your chest shouldn't be going like doing that sort.
And the funny thing is that some of the things that I do in this video were not scripted. Like when I said, "Oh, if your chest moves, that's bad," because it's something I just remembered that people would say, and it's somewhat true. I mean, your chest is going to move a little bit when you breathe, just because your lungs are going to fill up with air. But like, yeah, your diaphragm should be the main thing that's moving. And when I moved the camera down to look at my stomach, like that wasn't scripted. I just realized like, oh, I'm not showing the diaphragm moving, so I better do this thing. And it's like, and it worked because I'm trying to imitate a person who didn't plan out the video and doesn't know what he's doing.
Your mom just asks you to clean your room and you really don't want to do it. So you're going to be like, ugh, right? That sort of thing. So when
The joke that I forgot to include for that part, basically, well, the point that I wanted to get across was, yeah, there's all these ways that they try to teach you to do the sound, but none of them actually tell you how to do it. They just tell you to make a sound, like do a sigh, do a dog growling. But the thing is, if you don't know what you're doing, you're just gonna do it wrong. You're not gonna learn anything, and they're not teaching you the mechanics of how to do it safely and how to do it well and how to make it sound good. They're basically just saying, make this distorted sound and then just apply more diaphragm power to it. And there you go. Like, that's how you fuck up your throat, is screaming without having the proper support in there. And so the joke that I forgot to put in there was, I forgot. I had it planned. I think I have it in the script somewhere, but I can't remember how it was gonna go at the moment. But that's kind of where I was going with that little bit right there about the sigh.
my fucking neighbors, man, are always fucking trimming their yards and shit. And then one of the
And obviously that wasn't scripted either. But that helped with the video because shit. Actually, you could probably heard in the beginning of this video people cutting stuff. But I wanted to record this video right now because I kind of wanted to get the video right when I got the 200 subscribers. What I should have said right there was like, my neighbor is always trimming their yards and shit. Why are they always so hardworking and on top of things? Like, why can't they just fucking let their yard, like complaining that they're doing what they're supposed to do, basically.
The thing you can try is just coughing and trying to extend the cough. So
They're playing with the idea that these techniques are not really safe or make sense.
So once you practice those methods of getting the basic sound down, you just put a little bit more power into it with your stomach, and you should get a pretty cool sounding scream, kind of like. Like, I guess now that I think of it, I probably should have demonstrated my screams at the beginning of the video so that the people watching can determine if I'm actually good or not and see if they want to be taking advice from me. Because it would be really unfortunate if they spent 5 or 10 minutes watching a video and then only at the very end realize that they've just been wasting their time because the person making the tutorial is just an idiot. Huh. Nah, I'm a god at screaming. It's okay. Okay, so now that you have the scream down.
One of my pet peeves is they're talking for however long the video is, and at the end they scream. It's like, now you should be able to scream like this, and you realize they sound like shit, and it's like, fuck, I've been taking advice from a fucking idiot this whole time.
So a fry scream sounds like this. And the false chord sounds like this. Okay, very big difference. Keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it. Once you get...
Yeah, and like in videos where they try to distinguish false chords and fry screams, I never hear the difference. And I think the main reason for that is because people don't understand what even is a false chord and a fry scream. And false chords the sound that people associate with false chord screams aren't produced by the false chords, which is something that Brandon Kennedy has something he explains in his videos, basically that like gurgly, chunky bubbliness comes from the cuneiform and corniculate cartilages that are located above the true chords. And all screams are actually a combination of both things, just some lean more towards one side than the other, which creates variations of screams. But it's, I don't think, very useful to try to separate them in two things like they're mutually exclusive, because they're not. And when you listen to them, because usually there's a combination of two things, it's hard to say, oh, that's false chord or that's, you know, fry. I did that last take a couple of times because I wanted the camera falling down to look really good, and I think I just ended up using the first one. You should get a pretty cool sounding scream like this. That was like the weirdest sounding scream that I've done, I think, because I was trying to do something shitty on purpose. Pretty good video, actually. A little bit better than I remembered. Nice little quick dumb comedy. So this is a tier list that I did. It's pretty long. I think it's a good video. It's just not like my others where it's like, you know, funny, high energy, highly edited. It's just me kind of going over some things and trying, you know, expressing opinions, but trying to be kind of objective about it. I've actually thought, like, what if there's a series that Peanut Butter Gamer does called Minecraft's Hardcore, and Terraria Hardcore sometimes, where they play one of these games, and whenever a person dies, then they're dead for good. They leave the game, the group chat, and they don't ever come back. You know, it's like they died permanently. And in one of the series, the last person standing was Peanut Butter Gamer's brother, McJones, I think his name was. And he was always the one who knew what to do in those series. Like, he knew, like, first we gotta do this and collect that and put this together, and then we summon the boss and did this is the boss's weak points. And when he was only him, he thought he was gonna be boring, and you know, like, oh, hi guys, I'm just organizing my inventory. But while he was fighting the boss, he was giving so much fucking detail about that boss and his weak points and the strategies of how to deal with him. And unfortunately he died, but like, it made me realize that you don't have to be like Jacksepticeye or PewDiePie to do these Let's Play videos. Like, you can be more thoughtful and slower in what you say, and more interesting than entertaining. So even though I might not be good at the style of Let's Plays that I was trying to do before, you know, maybe what I can do is kind of play a game and kind of review it as I'm playing it. And I think I'd be better at doing that than what I was trying to do before. Again, though, talking while you're playing a game is extremely exhausting because you're multitasking, and it might mess up my experience of the game. Because when I play a game, I just want to, you know, I want to take it in. I want to experience it. You know, there's so much that the game throws at you that if you're not fully paying attention, then you're kind of missing out. So what people think I do on YouTube. This is a pretty short video. It was skit, not music related. Hey guys, here I am in my room making another video instead of doing something useful like looking for a girlfriend. Yeah, so my dad has never particularly believed in my videos or my music, so yeah, and then well, my mom, she's more supportive, but I just thought it'd be a funny joke to say, like, because I feel like mothers are usually like, why don't you have a girlfriend yet? That kind of thing.
On this, we talk about the finer points of music and celebrate its history and culture.
I had so much fucking trouble trying to get that monocle to stay on my eye. I did so many takes where I tried it again because it fell off. And there was a couple where I did manage to have it to stay on, but I kept this one just because I thought my little performance there was the best, and I thought it was kind of funny if it fell off. And just because I was so frustrated with it falling off all the time, I was, what? This is the best one. I'll just keep this.
Let's see how many views this clickbait thumbnail will get me this time. I have shit taste in music. I am screaming my opinions very loudly, and they are different than yours, which makes me the devil.
So I guess this is more of a joke to me than anyone else, because nobody knows who my fucking brother is. And my brother would probably find this funny. I'm not sure if he's seen this video or not. He doesn't really watch my channel. Kind of like my dad. But a lot of times he just thinks my videos are dumb. Like I guess he's like sort of supportive of what I do, but he just thinks my videos are dumb. And I forgot what I showed him, but I showed him a video I think of mine, and he's just like looking at it, and he's like, "Look, I like you and everything, but don't talk to me again." To me, that's the funniest joke in the video, just because, but again, it's like more of a joke for me than anything. Fun fact, to get the drool, I took a little bit of water on my mouth and I kind of mixed it a little bit with my saliva to get more of it. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been nearly enough for it to do that, to drip down like that. And then I had a little saliva stain on my shirt for the rest of the video.
You're making inappropriate videos. It's just a vlog. Demonetized.
And I thought it was funny of like the little transition song, which is one of the copyright free songs or whatever that YouTube provides, the YouTube music library. I thought it was funny if it would like get more and more, like you feel like the video's deteriorating as everything's getting worse. And then in this part here, I thought it wouldn't matter what direction I was facing, because it would always look like, it was two people talking to each other. But then after I thought about it, I realized, no, I should have been facing the other way here, because it doesn't make sense if I'm facing this way here and then the other shot I'm facing the other way. But this was the easier way to set up the camera.
You're stealing other people's content. But I only use 5 seconds to prove a point. It's fair use. Copyright strike. Video taken down. You're performing a song without synchronization license. No, please don't ban me. Approved. Huh? Explain that shit to me, YouTube. So,
Actually, real quick. To be fair, this script was actually something that I wrote several years before I actually managed to record it. Time constraints. I have a couple of other skits that I have written down that I probably could record if I wanted to, but some of them aren't that good, and maybe I want to keep the focus of the channel on music and music related things, maybe gaming, if anything else. But to be fair to YouTube, they don't have it's not like they can control really what happens. The automatic copyright claim stuff is the best that they can do, because in order for them to be able to copyright claim or not copyright claim stuff accurately would require an ungodly amount of workers just scouring through the internet. Well, not, I guess they don't have to scour through each video one by one, but every time that there's a copyright claim, somebody would manually have to look at it and determine, okay, is this infringing copyright laws? And essentially they would have to turn into lawyers or like judges, and it's not feasible. We just have to figure out a way to kind of get around our limitations and see what else we can do other than, just play a song for 30 seconds. So yeah, I mean, YouTube is doing what they can. I don't really hold it against them anymore. It's their platform. They can do what they want with it. So next we have a song called I Move Along featuring Leon the Prophet. So this I recorded was it a couple of years ago? Was it that long? It was a while ago. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna record this song. It's gonna be kind of like Korn. It's gonna have rapping. I'm gonna have my friend who I was working with this Nocturnal Productions thing, Leon the Prophet, and we were also gonna get another guy to do the chorus, another rapper called Critical. And but my experience with working with other people is that you can't really trust them. They never come through. We recorded Leon the Prophet's part. I messaged Critical 2 times about it. One when we were first doing the song, and then another one when I started picking up on these songs that I haven't finished yet. And I was like, hey, one more chance, bro. Record the chorus for this song and I'll release it. And he's like, oh yeah, I got you, bro. Never got back to me. So I did his part with the lyrics that he wrote. And to be honest, I fucked up the mixing. Part of it was the recording process too, because I was using a shitty guitar amplifier. It was a 4x12 cabinet, but it was a Raven amplifier, which is a company that went out of business, I guess, because their amplifiers aren't good. The reason why I bought the amplifier was specifically because it was cheap. I was planning on maybe playing live sometime, and if I was gonna take my amplifier somewhere, I didn't want to worry about a $1,000 investment or something getting broken by some moron that was drunk and knocking over equipment and stuff. And then I turned down the mids on the settings pretty low, so I got a really shitty tone to begin with, and then I mixed it pretty badly trying to compensate for the shitty guitar tone while at the same time making it sound bassy like Korn, and it ended up sounding pretty shitty. But the song is good though. It's just like really muddy is the problem. My friend Leon the Prophet, he's pretty good. He did his thing. I just noticed there's 1 dislike on this video. And that's me doing Critical's part. I kind of wish I did more of a distorted scream right there. I kind of get a little bit more distorted towards the end, but yeah, it kind of sounds a little bit boring. My voice isn't doing that much, I feel like. The echo distorted thing though, it sounds pretty cool. I like that little meta lyric. Fuck the first verse, now I'm on the second. Like acknowledging that you're rapping. Like, all right, now I'm in the second verse. Let's go. So this part, I was pretty proud of because the guitar riff I thought sounded super cool, and then I kind of surprised myself with how good the lyrics I came up with were. It's a little bit different than I think the lyrics that I usually write because it's a little bit more like rap oriented. It's like, fuck you. I'm better than you guys. You guys think. The whole point, actually, I guess I should mention it right now. The whole point of this song is the idea that there's always going to be people saying like you should give up, your music. You're never gonna go anywhere. Do something else. And it's like, nah, fuck you. We gonna make it. And we gonna do whatever it takes. You'll see. We're gonna prove you wrong. So that's kind of the whole thing. So I'm like, that's did I include the lyrics in the? Yeah, I included the lyrics in the description. So if you want to take a look at that on your own time, I guess. So right here, I knew I wanted to because it was a song that was supposed to sound kind of like Korn. I was like, you know what? I want to do a scat at the end of this song. It's going to be badass. You'll see. And I don't think I did a very good job. For one, it sounds too much like, what song was it? I think it's Twist from Korn. And I didn't even do it that well. There's not enough going on. Like I actually had to reduce the amount of syllables that I was doing to make it easier for myself. And it just came out like really underwhelming and almost kind of cringy.
You all ready for this?
And I was like hyping it up.
You guys all ready for this?
That's interesting. I never noticed that the last couple of seconds of that video just went black. The end of that scat got better, I think, because I was doing a little bit more to get that little effect. I would actually move. I did this while I was screaming. The riff is pretty cool, I think, too. I was doing some creative things with like harmonics and stuff. So good writing for the most part, except for the last part at the end where I thought I was being a badass. Shitty mixing though. This was another skit that I wanted to do for a while, but I didn't do until now. It's kind of an experiment. I hadn't done a video like this, but then again, this was the only video where I had an idea similar to this, where it's kind of like a stand-up comedy type of a thing.
All right, folks, we got one more for you.
Which I kind of did with the editing to make it sound like I'm at a club, like doing stand-up. And then I mispronounced my own name. I forgot about that. That's pretty funny. And the scattered applause. Now that I remember, I took individual sounds of clapping and just like spaced them out to make it sound really like unenthusiastic.
I cut my hair. I had it down to my waist, and I once got in an elevator with an older gentleman, and he saw me, and he said, "Hey."
Fun fact: the audio you're hearing is not from this microphone. I tried recording with it, but for some reason, I don't know if it's my cables or my microphone or what, but if I move it just a little bit, like it loses the connection and there's no sound anymore. It just makes like static. So if I'm doing like this, where I have it on a stand and I'm not touching the stand, it's fine. But I was holding that mic in my hand, and so it was moving constantly, and so the audio would cut in and out constantly. And so what I had to do was use the microphone that I always use on my camera, record with that, and just pretend I'm using that microphone, and then I edit it a bit so to give it that reverb of being in a small club and stuff.
Hey, nice hair, man. I used to have my hair down to my ankles. And I said, oh, that's pretty cool. And he goes on to say, yeah, when I was young, I was in gangs and I used to get in street fights and martial art where you tie a lead ball to the end of your hair and swing it around and hit people with it. And I was like, oh wow. But on the inside, I was screaming like, get me the fuck out of here. You know, mashing the elevator button, hoping that it was somehow going to make the elevator go faster. Fortunately,
if I had the time to practice this, I would have done it in one take because it's weird to use jump cuts when you're doing stand-up comedy, but I'm not a stand-up comedian, and there was no way that I was gonna dedicate that time to be able to do this video that way. And it's not, and I don't think this is that funny, but it's just like a little story that I've been wanting to tell for a while, and this is the best way that I could do it. There's a couple of parts that are sort of funny, I think.
the protein shake was just replaced with estrogen. But
That part's funny.
5 feet.
I think it's more of the situational comedy kind of thing more than like a joke where it has a punchline. Where I'm talking about this guy who fights with his hair, and then like, well, what if the barber, the rival gang gets the barber that he gets his haircuts at to like chop off his hair without him realizing what he's going to do.
Next appointment he has with his barber. Unbeknownst to him, what is about to happen? He just walks in and says, give me the usual fam, and he sits down. And the barber, he's sweating because he knows what he has to do, but he doesn't want to do it. But he takes that hair and with a swift snip of the scissors, just cuts everything off, and 5 feet of hair just falls to the ground. And now long hair Larry, like Samson, just loses all of his power in an instant. And long hair Larry goes, no! What have you done? And he loses all of his gains like a bodybuilder whose protein shake was just replaced with estrogen. But
I'm pretty proud of that joke right there. And then I get into a bit where I'm talking about gang fights and allowing weapons, because like, if this guy can bring a lead ball to a fight, I'm assuming, because first I was assuming that these street fights is something that was agreed upon, like, hey, we meet at this time, we settle our differences and whatever. And it's like, but you can't really allow weapons in a fair fight. So I don't know, some of it is funny, but it's like, mostly it was more like an experiment. And it's just, I guess maybe more than anything is just, I had this story in my head that's been swimming in there for the longest time. You guys like what I did with my hair, by the way? I combed different today. I think it looks pretty good. Anyways, next video, DMC Devil May Cry review. I thought this was pretty good. Unfortunately, it didn't get any views. I guess nobody cares about this game. So skip ahead a bit.
piss ass looking sludge is leaking everywhere because if you so much as touch the stuff, you fucking die. And the hitbox for it comes before the texture of the liquid is actually visible. So you're just gonna be walking around and then fucking die for no reason and be like, what the fuck just happened? And then you're gonna realize, oh, it's the stupid fucking piss that I couldn't see yet. But anyways, the only other game that I've seen implement this kind of thing is Resident Evil 7, and I think more games need to do stuff like this. P.S. Resident Evil 7 is a really good game that I also want to do a review on, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe. There are a few complaints that I have about the combat. For example, a lot of the charge attacks in the game take way too long to charge to be useful unless you're good at move buffering, which, to be honest, I don't have a good grasp on how to do. I didn't find the Osiris. It's just a pretty good review. I was pretty thorough with my explanations on why it's good, and just a couple of things that I didn't think was that good. The soundtrack of the game is really good, so it helps. When I was putting in the music for it. Editing these videos tend to be a pain in the ass though, because you have so much fucking footage to go through, and how do you find the bits that you need, and how do you take notes while you're playing the game. Even now I'm still like experimenting with different ways, different workflows of how to get these things done in a way that's more efficient. And I think what I kind of have to realize is doing those video game reviews is just gonna always take a long time because of the nature of what goes into it. So after that, I released this promotional video for the Anal Sphincter album that I just released, or was going to release. From Killer Record Studio, we bring you a sneak peek of the album Bob Killer Kilson has been working on. Anal sphincters, anality, brutality. So what has it been like working with anal sphincter? Please fucking kill me. So, what inspires anal sphincter's music?
What are you, fucking retarded? Don't you know that anal sphincter is the most brutal?
And then I realized that I kind of use like, "What are you, stupid?" or "What are you, retarded?" Like I kind of use that a bit. Well, I think about I only use it to my face. I just realized that fucking freeze frame. Anyways,
Death metal band on all planet Earth, being as brutal as possible is our inspiration for all of our songs.
Okay, that's a bold claim. You think anal
that little transition there, the recording of the camera and the voiceover of me asking the questions were completely separate. So I had no way to time how much dead space I needed of me just standing there waiting for him to finish the question. So I tried to stand there just for a certain amount of time and then just edited me starting to talk when I needed to. And some parts turned out kind of janky. That little transition wasn't that bad, but you'll see the other ones shortly.
sphincter is even more brutal than bands like Cannibal Corpse?
When our album releases, Anality, Brutality, Cannibal Corpse, and all those other brands are gonna look like Simon and Garfunkel in comparison. We paid Bob
I think
every
it's a
single
pretty funny
thing
joke
we
there.
had in our bank account so that he could get the heaviest possible mix. Which is kind of weird because we did all the math beforehand and we should still have some money left.
I did that take so many fucking times. That was a really long sentence, and I had to do it all at once. I didn't want any jump cuts on this one, and I kept messing that shit up. That was the best take that I did, and it still fucking stuttered right in the middle of it.
Left.
The one that they call Cunt Collapser has been coming into the studio by himself and recording his own rap songs for his mixtape using his band's budget. Usually I wouldn't condone that sort of thing, but I'm not getting paid enough money to deal with this band, so I'm just taking whatever I can at this point. Oh, Cunt Collapser? Hello, Cunt Collapser?
Huh? Oh, sorry, bro. I smoked like 10 different weeds before I got here, so
Fun fact: on the album, the Cunt Collapser's voice is done by a friend back in Calexico who worked a lot with Split Thought, which was related to Nocturnal Productions. He's an aspiring actor and voice actor. And how did it go? Oh, so first, on the last song, Kaishakunin, there's a hidden track. If you wait 2 minutes after the song ends, you can hear Cunt Collapser do some fucking fire hazard bars on this beat. And originally that song was recorded because we were going to do a music video for one of the songs for Leon the Prophet's album. The song was Levels, and I had this idea of this little skit before the song starts for the video, where this mumble rapper comes into an elevator with him, and he's like, "Hey bro, check out my mixtape," and he's like, "Okay," and he plays this shitty ass song, and he's like, "All right, that's cool." And it's like, I'm gonna the song Levels is essentially saying, get on my level, right? Like, I'm better than all you guys sound dumb. The song, the beat that he used for that song, the creator of that beat sampled elevator music and made a beat out of it. So there's like levels of like get on my level, but then also level like floors. So the idea that I came up with was the video was gonna be Leon the Prophet was gonna be going up several floors throughout the whole video. He's gonna walk and rap at the same time, walking through the hallways, getting to the next elevator to go back up, keep going up. And everybody else that he meets in the building, we're gonna be kind of looking like out of sorts or like they don't know what they're doing in life, or like just kind of, I don't know. And they're going to be going down the elevator, and so the idea is like everybody's going down while he's rising up in level and like expertise, and he's the one who's going somewhere. And so this mumble rapper is going to be like, oh, I'm going to floor 2-5, some low floor, and Lone the Prophet was going to be like, oh, I'm going to go all the way to floor 100, and the mumble rapper is going to be like, oh, floor 100, nah, you should hang out with us, at the bottom floor, I don't know, the idea was supposed to be like, do what, you should do what everybody else is doing. The mumble rap is popping, and that's where you should go. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna go my own way. I'm gonna go all the way to the top, because Lone the Prophet doesn't like mumble rap, and he thinks it's like bottom of the barrel like rap. That's his opinion. I like it. But that was kind of the concept for the video. We never did the video. Like I said, working with other people isn't good. And it was difficult to find a location with an elevator with several floors where we could use. We're not, we don't have budgets. We're just a couple of guys in our bedrooms trying to record music whenever we can, and we can't afford to create a set. We can't rent out a building or anything like that. We just basically we're trying to find places that had elevators that would let us record a music video, and we didn't find any. Yeah, so that video never got done. But the shitty ass song that I wanted the mumble rapper to show was that hidden track that is in the end of this album, and we had his name is Shankar Dylan. We had him record it because he was going to be the mumble rapper in that elevator. But we never, but we ended up not doing the video. And so I had this song that I thought was hilarious that I wanted to do something with. And what I ended up doing when I made this album was I created this character specifically for that purpose, to reintroduce this song into the world. So I made him like this like a rapper fan, but like everybody else in the band doesn't realize that he likes rap, and he's off sneaking into the studio when they don't realize, using their budget to record his own terrible rap songs. So yeah, that's kind of the origin of Cunt Collapser. So after we recorded the joke song, which is called Your SoundCloud Ain't Shit, is what I decided to call it, which was a line from the song. After we recorded that song and I was going to do this album, I called him up and I was like, hey, I want to use this song, but I need a couple of, I need you to do the voice acting for this character again to make it make sense. And he's like, all right, I gotcha. And I've said I've had trouble working with people. He is the only one who like has pulled through like on multiple occasions. Like he did that song, he did the voice acting. I'm sure there's other projects that we've worked on together that, he was on it. So on the off chance that Shankar is watching this, you the man. So he did the voice acting for this character on the album. Unfortunately, he could not do more acting for this video. Originally, I was going to have him film himself and then I was going to edit it into the video, but he couldn't do that. So I had to play the character myself, which was unfortunate, but at least the album, he did all the voice acting for that. And he did the rap songs. So everything's consistent on there at least.
Super out of it. What was the question?
How did you get into death metal?
What's death metal, bro?
What do you mean, what's death?
And then this is one of the really bad transitions I was talking about, where I did not allow enough time for this question to be asked. So I had to slow down the footage for it to look decent, because a cut with me just standing there again was going to look super weird. I tried all sorts of ways to make it look right, and this was the best I could do.
Aren't you in a death metal band?
I'm in a death metal band?
In the past, you exclusively played black metal. What do you think of death?
So I think this video is pretty funny, and the character is for the most part, I kind of came up with him like out of nowhere. Like it's just I just picked like, oh, this guy's gonna be a rapper who's always high all the time. This guy's a shitty teenager who thinks like a metal elitist. This guy, his name is Blodriker Antichrist. That's how I do my fake Norwegian accent. He was inspired by Gall. I'm pretty sure his name is from I already forgot the name of the band, but the black metal band Gall, right? The singer. With the wine glass, and he's like, "What's your favorite color?" He's like, "Blood," and he drinks the wine. Like, that was inspiration for this character. Fun fact: I don't know how to pronounce it actually, so I'm just gonna pronounce it the way I always do. Blodriker Antichrist is Norwegian for blood drinker antichrist. Yeah, I just tried to come up with the most metal name for this guy.
Metal as a genre, now that you are in a death metal band.
Death metal bands talk a lot about killing people and stuff, but they never actually do it. It's all about looking tough, not black metal. If a black metal singer sings about killing people, it's because he actually did it.
So you had a song in your old band called Sacrifice of...
So right here is another one of those transitions. Watching it on this screen, I don't know if it's noticeable if you're watching on a smaller screen like on the phone, but the color seems to change depending on certain editing things that I do. But in terms of the motion, I actually slowed this down to allow enough time for the question to be asked, and it looks pretty good just because I'm standing very still in that moment.
The 52 virgins. Are you saying you actually killed 52 virgins?
Yes.
So does that mean you're on the run from the police in Norway?
No. The Norwegian police is on the run from me.
I thought that was a pretty good joke.
So how does your drumming...
Blast beats!
So how does...
Blast beats!
Can you please let me finish the question?
Super fast blast beats all the time!
Why do I even bother?
Bro, small finger!
No thanks, I'm good.
Come on, you gotta!
Nope.
I know you want to, come on!
Get the fuck away from me.
The music video for our
So for Shit Gut, I actually envisioned that I was gonna get my friend Rico from Split Thought to act as that character. And so when I did the drawings for all the band members, I made Shit Gut kind of look like him. But I mentioned to him that I wanted to have him play him. But I don't think I ever actually tried to coordinate hey, let's record something where you're gonna play this character. I just ended up doing everything myself, and at this point I was in Illinois, so asking him to do it again was gonna be. So then this was the first song from that album, and goddamn, it took me so much work to do this video because I had to play 4 different characters. I had to do multiple camera angles. I suppose I could have used multiple cameras to do this to make it easier, but all the cameras that I have are different from each other, so the footage was going to look different from each one. And I was gonna have to figure out how to set up these cameras so that each of them were not looking at the other cameras. The cameras wouldn't show up in the shots, and I would have to deal with charging 3 different cameras. I would have to deal with 3 different SD cards. It's like, I'm just going to use one camera. I'm going to do everything at a time. And it took me so long, but I got it done, and it's really good. There's a little scene right there where I didn't quite size up my image to cover up originally what was in this video. But yeah. And the inspiration for this video was Sentenced to Burn by Cannibal Corpse. The music video is terrible. It's all in black and white, and it's like it's set up so it's like, ooh, it's tough. We're tough guys singing death metal, and it's scary, and we're gonna kill a guy. But it's so goofy, and the editing is so bad. And that's kind of the inspiration for how everything that I did in this video. I had to fucking buy a toy drum set for that joke. It cost $30. It's like sometimes I buy shit for my videos and I have to wonder to myself, am I spending my money wisely? But I think it was worth it. Some of the songs on the album I feel like are it kind of depends on what I'm writing. Some of them are just kind of trying to be brutal. Some of them are more joke oriented. This song was one of the more just straight up brutal songs, but the video was funny. So I feel like that kind of bridges the gap a bit of a not so funny song. Like it's Anal Sphinx are supposed to be a joke band, but this particular song wasn't funny, but it had a funny video, so it worked out when you put those two things together. And that shot right there, I was trying to imitate how Corpse Grinder would stand in front of the camera and just be like, like when he's singing, he has this like, he just stands like this with his arms out. He's a pretty big guy, so I guess he does look pretty big, but he just stands there and he's like, and then in the Cannibal Corpse videos, they always have their hair covering their faces. And I cut my hair, and it was at chin length at that time. So I had to put it on this wig, which goddamn was the most annoying thing ever. My mom let me borrow it. Not borrow it, she just gave it to me because it was a wig that was falling apart and didn't work anymore. She didn't want to use it. I was like, okay, I'll use this for my video. And I had such a hard time having it stay on and look right. And it was hot. It would get in my face. It was really hot inside that fucking shed. I had to take everything out of my shed so I could record in this grungy looking location. Oh my God, I'm reliving the amount of work this shit took. But it got done. It's good. I like it. That's what matters. When I was mimicking, me playing the song in the video, obviously, I needed to get the vocals to, I needed to get the lips to sync up with the lyrics well, or else it was gonna look weird. I tried as close as I could to sync up the guitar, even though, to be honest, I forgot how to play the song for the most part, because I recorded the song way before I did the video, and I don't have the time to practice regularly, especially not for songs that are already done. I don't have a reason to continue practicing something that I'm not planning on, like playing live or anything. But then for Cunt Collapser, I specifically wanted to make it look like I did not know what I was doing, because the character doesn't know how to play the bass and just slaps the bass randomly, and everybody except for Bloodraker thinks it sounds good. Also with Shit Gut, I don't know how to play the drums, so I just kind of had to do whatever. That shot right there there's a shot in Sentence to Burn that looks just like this. So I was imitating that. And that's supposed to be imitating the skull that shows up in that video. It almost looks like it's stop motion. It's like, and it's like, whoa, skull. It's, like trying to be all death, but it's like just looks fucking retarded. It was really difficult to get those blood splatters to look right when everything was like in black and white and they were so dark, but I did what I could. Can't really see them, but I thought this chorus was like some of the most brutal shit I've ever written. It's like, it's like, I think it's pretty good. Fun fact about this guitar solo: the guitar solo that you're hearing is the rough draft. I recorded that. Well, I was just goofing around on the guitar and was like, "Oh yeah, this sounds cool." I'm gonna have to like kind of figure out how to play this well once I actually record it. But you know, that's I'm gonna leave this for here for now. So much time later, after I need to actually record the song for real, I forgot how to play it, and I couldn't figure out what notes I was using, and I was like, "Fuck." Well, I've already accepted that I'm doing all this sorts of guitar editing to make it sound like I can play. I'm just going to take this rough draft and edit the hell out of it so it's on time. And the only thing that I added was the squeal at the end. You can tell I was fucking sweating like a fucking pig because of how hot it is inside there. And I was using a fucking jacket because, you know, I gotta have the leather jacket for the look. And then right here, this was, I would have done it the same way that they did in the video. But the way that they did it was there was a shadow that was being cast on this wall, but I didn't have the light in the right direction to make that shadow, and I didn't realize until after how it was done in the video. And so what I did was, because there's nothing here, I just put the skull on my own face to imitate that shot that they did. Oh, fun fact, that arm that comes out and snaps at me because I wasn't paying attention, that was the one time that my brother helped me with a video. I was just like, all I need you to do is stick your arm out and snap your fingers, and I'm gonna be like, oh, that's all. You don't have to help me with anything else. It's gonna be real quick. So he helped me with that, and I made for a funny joke. My stupid hat fell off so many times while I was recording this, so that's why I'm not wearing the hat right there. It took me so many goddamn shots to film these parts where I'm outside pretending to be the killer, because I was on my own. I had to set up the camera, walk in front of the camera, set up the camera, hit record, walk in front of the camera, stand there, walk back, stop recording, look and see if I'm like in the shot, if it's in focus and everything. And it's out of focus here, but that was the best I could do, because it from what I could tell from the footage at the time when I was recording, it looks fine. But I fucking got it finally. This stupid fucking drum set kept falling apart on me while I was recording. I had to build it back together, then keep on drumming. At the end, it fucking fell apart. I'm like, fuck you. And I just like threw everything. It made for a pretty good outro. Alright, so next we got how I played Resident Evil 7 by accident and ended up falling in love with the game. I thought this was a pretty good video from what I can remember, but it hardly got any views. Which is kind of weird. Resident Evil 7 is like pretty popular, and like Resident Evil Village came out, and that was really popular, which was a direct sequel to this one, because I'm pretty sure that the characters are the same ones. I don't know, I guess the algorithm hates me or something. Hopefully one day my channel kind of blows up, and then all of my videos that haven't gotten any views, people will look at them and be like, it's an undiscovered gem, and you know, finally they'll get some views. But yeah, let's go ahead and play this. Anyways, overall this video was pretty good. There were some pretty funny jokes in there, I think. I think it was in this part. Let me see, can I mute this? From them, and their AI can be relentless. There are times when it's a bit wonky.
Bitch, you thought.
I'll be back.
Slip out before dinner was done?
But for the most part, the AI is pretty smart. On the higher difficulty, I thought that was a pretty funny little edit that I did. And then there is this part here that I thought was pretty funny.
At least I beat the final boss fight against Jack, and I can get the hell out of here with Mia. Oh, our boat got capsized, and now I'm playing as Mia, and I'm about to go into this abandoned ship where the whole outbreak started. Interesting. Is this going to be the closing sequence where Mia discovers what happened before the credits roll? Well, this is a really long closing sequence. Wait, you creepy little girl, don't just leave. Tell me what the fuck is going on here. Well, I guess I need to look around and see if I can find Ethan. Are you telling me there's still more to this game after that huge climactic?
I thought that was funny because I thought I was done with the game, and then there's more enemies that just pop out of nowhere, and it's like, ah, shit. Anyways, next video. This actually, I think I explained it in the explanation video, but I really like this opening shot. I think it's a good way to get a person's attention before a song starts. And I explained how in the other video that I was going to have a lot of footage of myself kind of going through the motions of you know, like the experience that Jaden had, and then I realized that it looked kind of dumb. And why the fuck is there a dislike on this video? Fuck you, whoever did that. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard to talk about this song because I already explained everything about it in the explanation video. So the only thing that I can really think to say at this moment is it's a pretty good song. I was pretty proud of it. I did some things that sound pretty different from things that I've done before, at least in metal songs. I thought the chorus was pretty catchy. It sounded pretty emotional. You know, it's just good song. All right, so the next couple of videos are all the songs from the album Anality Brutality. I think I'm just gonna have to go through bits and pieces of it. Pretty nice, slow, kind of groovy riff. I like the song. I like all the songs that I did on this album. I thought I did a pretty good job. It's probably the best sounding. It's the best sounding album that I've done. I think some of the other songs that I've done maybe were like mixed better or sounds better. But anyways, fun fact: this song was inspired by a acquaintance, kind of friend that I had in college. He said that once upon a time he got constipated and nothing would come out, and there was so much crap building up in his guts that his guts were going to rip and open and burst, and he had to go to the doctor, and I forgot what they did, but they, you know, resolved that issue. And I was like, that's fucking brutal. Do you mind if I make a song out of it? He was like, go for it. And it was such a long time since I even talked to that guy. And, you know, I was in college. What was that, 4 years ago? 5 years ago? And now I'm barely making this fucking song. But it came out pretty good. The lyrics, I feel like, could have been a little bit better written. But like it grooves and it's heavy and I like it. Also, I really like how this drawing came out. I think this was actually the first drawing that I did for this album. This was the first album art that I did. Usually I draw kind of a anime style. So I'm glad that I was able to do this kind of a heavy. It kind of looks like stuff that I've seen before in heavy metal albums. Like let's see, like this album cover from Vermicide Violence from Jared Alonji. Kind of sort of has that style of drawing. I think I've seen it in other albums too. I don't think these videos were released in the order that of the album, like how they go in the album. But I guess that's not too important for this video. I already have the playlist where they're all in order. This song is all just a joke, but it's fucking groovy as fuck. I really like this song too. Like I said, I like all the songs.
Bob speaking.
I think the little skit in the beginning is pretty funny too.
kidding me? Get better before I get.
It's just brutal and it grooves, and I like it. All right, what else we got? Projectile Diarrhea. This is more of like a thrashy song, but it has still some groove to it during the chorus. And then it has the intro from Louis C.K.'s song. These lyric videos took so much work. It's so much time to animate all this stuff happening, and then I added motion blur to make it look better, and that makes it take forever to render, but I think they look really good. The one thing that I guess I kind of regret is that in this part, the motion blur makes it pretty hard to read the lyrics. Plus they're moving pretty fast, but I wanted to have it move past the screen quickly because the lyrics are being said quickly, but whatever. So yeah, I like that one. Well, I'm gonna say I like that one for all of them, but and this is the shortest and most jokiest song of them all, I think.
Okay, shit. When I play this riff, I want you to play.
By the way, I am pretty proud of how I did Bloodworker's voice, because maybe it doesn't sound exactly like Gall, but it's a very good voice. Like it's at least in general, I think I did at least decent job of making the voices sound distinct enough from each other to where you can recognize who's talking.
Syncopated Brody has that this pattern will be or I could play some even faster blast beats. All you want to do is play blast beats. You want to make the whole song.
Sometimes I wonder if I was holding a pen in my hand and that click is when I'm clicking the pen and then I throw it. The idea was like we're in the middle of like writing a song, and so that's why he has the pen on him. But I'm not sure if you can really tell that's what was going on. Maybe it just sounds like a mistake. But anyways, so then we have the song, and this one you can tell that it's edited to make it go faster on purpose, but that's the point of the joke.
Go.
So when it's going all fast, I was just playing random ass notes, and I had to slow the song down to like 25%, and I was just one note for every beat of the song. I was going boop, 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 for every click of the metronome, and I just sped it up, and it actually sounded pretty good. Like it sounds like something is going on. It does sound random, but it sounds good. And just keep speeding it up. And then there we have, oops. No! Go away! I don't watch videos from other YouTubers, I only watch my own videos! Do it till it bleeds. I remember it being pretty good. I got the fucking sample from Vocals. Where he snorts, what is it, crack? This is probably the most aggressive song on the album just because of how fast it is, and then it has the brutal chugs, and then the like bridge I ended up really liking. I knew that the voice needed some kind of effect, and I was like, what does it need? What should I add here? And then I put the delay, and I was like, sounds fucking amazing. That's what it needs. And it's just like one of my favorite parts now. So yeah, there's that. This song is a 4-minute breakdown. That joke was actually made by Jared Alonji on one of his every metalcore vocalist, like one of those videos where he's like, "Oh right, this next song is a or I think he says 3 minutes, a 3-minute breakdown." But this particular song turned out to be 4 minutes, so 4-minute breakdown. And basically, I just wanted to make every riff in this song a breakdown, and it switches, and there's different types of breakdowns, but they're all breakdowns. That part is kind of just like, I'm sure that there's a lot of songs kind of like that, where it's just like, chugging, whatever. And then right, this part right after is like with diminished chords or whatever they are. Which you hear a billion times in that sort of breakdown. And then it's build up towards the breakdown of the song, which is another breakdown. So it's like a breakdown within another breakdown. And it's like inspired by those like really like slow like actually I think the there's a lot of songs that do it, but like probably the main inspiration for this part was this Reign of Darkness in the middle of the song, where it's like, so yeah, that breakdown was the inspiration for this breakdown here. But then I turned it into a joke and made the drum fills longer and longer to the point where it was just ridiculous. And threw in some like cat sounds and dog barking. And then this part, where it keeps on getting slower and slower, that was actually inspired by the Acacia Strain. I can't remember the name of the song. Tactical Nuke, that was it. Yeah, so it just keeps on getting slower and slower. And so I took that kind of same idea and applied it to this. And then I just started doing random stuff at the end of the song there. From the uterus to the garbage. So that is supposed to be a spoof of the song, the name of the song, From Womb to Waist. And the intro for this song was done by my cousin.
I told my boyfriend I was pregnant. He punched me in the stomach. I think I'm in love with him.
I think that sounds like such a brutal fucking intro after that clip. And then the song just drops. I just kind of wish my mixing was better and, sounded more professional so that it really fucking hits the way that it should. But yeah, the riff, I think you can kind of tell sounds,
It's not my fault I'm pregnant and I love drugs. Who cares? Fuck the baby, let it die.
and the reason why I put that intro was to imitate the intro that they had in this one. Yeah, so that was the inspiration for this song. It sounds pretty close to the riff, to be honest. I'm just doing random bless. It sounds heavy and groovy. And then I tried to the bless evolved into like random video game attack noises like huh, huh, like Link and shit. Originally I was gonna actually put in samples from Super Smash Brothers in there, like I was gonna be like huh, huh, and then Link was going yeah, and then like, you know, but that one take that I did, or sorry, let me back up. I tried to put in the sounds in there, but it didn't sound right. Like for some reason the audio the of the voice in Super Smash Brothers sounds like super compressed, which it sounds good in the game, but they probably had to do that to like so that the voice can compete with everything else that's going on with the music and all the SFX, but it didn't sound right in the song. And the take that I did where I was just kind of imitating those voices, like, was really good anyway. Especially the Mario waka, like I don't know how I did that so well. And then that's just groovy as fuck. And then you want to know how I did this part? Obviously, I sped up the guitar playing because I can't play the guitar that fast. But let me listen to this real quick. You can't really notice it. I fooled the world. What's happening here is I'm playing that super fast, and I knew that I wanted to do the same notes just backwards to complete that riff, like, and I was like, I am too lazy to figure out how this riff is backwards, so I just reversed the take. I just I'm playing the I took the same thing forwards, and I just, you know, played it backwards, and, you know, put it next to each other. There's a riff, and you can't notice it. I think what's helping it is that it's being played super fast, so you can't notice the audio like growing instead of shrinking. You know, after you play a guitar note, it goes bam, dies off. You know, when you play it backwards, it's gonna go, but I don't think you can really notice that. It sounds really good. You know, and that's what matters. Yeah, really good song. Another fun fact, just a little mixing thing. I actually pitched down the snare to try to imitate the snare that Dying Fetus has, because they have a pretty like low, beefy snare. Kaishakunen. So this was a song, the instrumentals I wrote so long ago, and I wasn't sure if I was ever going to use it because it didn't really sound right to me. But then when I added in all the other elements, it came together really well, and I was like, yeah, this is a good song. It's groovy, but it's heavy at the same time. I just really like this song. And then at the end of it, I was doing some stuff that I haven't heard any other vocalist do in a metal song, which is like a really super nasally kind of a thing. Right here. For some reason, with this song, it just sounded like that's what I needed at the end. And
Whatever, just keep me out of any drama that goes down, okay?
Now we're talking, man. Hit it. Let's go!
Warning. This beat is fucking whack.
So I didn't make this beat. I just looked for whack beats on YouTube, and this is what came up.
Going in. Yeah. Fuck with the bitches, I help with the bitches. Sell the bitches, I help with the bitches. Buy some more bitches, I sell more bitches. I fuck with that bitch. I fuck with your bitch. Help with the bitches and sell some more bitches. Yeah. Hey. Hey. What? What? Drink sriracha like it's lean. Yeah. Cops tell me I'm a fiend. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. What? Hey.
When I recorded this, I was like crying of laughter. It was so fucking funny. The Shankar. Originally, I had a few ideas for the song that I wrote down some lyrics for, and but the first take that he did, he wasn't even going off of anything. He was just coming up with the shit off of his head, which I mean, you can kind of tell because there's parts where he's just like like not saying words and kind of off and stuff, but like that it makes it funnier because that's the character. He doesn't know how to rap. The first take that he did was the funniest, and then the stuff where we wrote stuff down, it was like not as good. Actually, he did 2 takes, and I think the second one I used towards the end. I can't exactly remember. But yeah, like I thought this was like I said, I meant it as a joke, but like kind of seriously because of how fucking funny it was. I said that was like the greatest musical achievement of my life. But yeah, it's fucking great. Fetal Fetish is probably the most lyrically violent and politically incorrect song. One of the more brutal songs, I think. It has I tried to kind of. It was more like inspired by like kind of slam metal kind of a thing, even though it's not super slammy. I feel like TP for my bunghole is more slam than this, but anyways, it's pretty brutal. I like the way it came out. It took me so much to get those pig squeals right. Originally, I was trying a different technique where I was kind of letting my voice loose a little bit more, and it came out like a little bit louder. But it was more like high pitched and squealy and like awkward, and it didn't work right. And I didn't want to do it the way that I did in this song because I had to kind of like force my throat into a certain way, and it kind of got exhausting. I'm not that good at vocals, so every time I do any kind of low thing, I kind of have to force it. But it kind of worked out. So yeah, pretty good, kind of a messed up song. YouTube identified it, and it was probably because of the woman there, you know, with their pants off, that was like, this is 18 plus. And I was like, well, can't argue with that. So I'm wondering if I can even show it in this video. But I guess we'll see. So then we got the intro. This is where you got all the characters talking to each other. This is right before, you know, the first song. And when you're listening to the album, the end flows right into the beginning of the next song. But with the music videos, it's a little different. But yeah, so you kind of get a taste of the personality of each of these characters. Bro, Shankar did such a fucking good job with fucking Collapser. Fucking Sriracha 98. That laugh he does is like perfect.
Hey, we gonna get started already or what?
Yes, let's start, please. Okay. We are Anal Sphincter, and you are about to listen to the most brutal death metal album you've ever heard in your whole goddamn miserable life. I am Corpse Molester, the vocalist, and over here we got Bloodricker Anti.
But yeah, so there's that. Botched hemorrhoidectomy. My dad got a hemorrhoidectomy once. He said it sucked. I just imagined what it would be like if surgery like that went wrong. And then you get the song.
Anyway, last.
Oh yeah, and then fucking Get Smart. It's a great comedy movie, and this clip right here, I thought was like one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Anyway, last night at a private dinner, President Kim Jong-il made a very odd threat too, and I quote, "Make a pudding from the bones of Americans."
Oh, that guy's insane. There's no bones are crunchy. Who want a crunchy pudding?
This one I'm not sure about. I still like it, but I feel like maybe the lyrics weren't as good, and the instrumentals are a little weird. It has a weird pattern to it, but it's still good. Okay, we're almost done. This is gonna be a long video, but here we have. Do you really need an audio interface to record music? I don't think I did a very good job with this video, similar to my other tutorials. This one was more of like an experiment, but it's still branded as Keen Studios. And this is where I used the finished version of Empty as the intro.
There are a lot of pieces of equipment that you need in order to record music.
I mean, I guess like the process of how I made the video and you know everything that I'm doing isn't wrong. It's just I guess I was trying to make the song as simple and as fast as possible, not tempo wise. Like I was trying to get it done quickly, just because it wasn't a song that I was gonna use. Like I knew that it was gonna be, you know, a throwaway song. And maybe if I put more effort into it and took it seriously, I would have made something that actually sounds a lot better, because the actual song sounds kind of like crap. And that's not because of the equipment that I'm using, I think. Which I kind of explain here, I think. Actually, it doesn't sound that bad. It sounds a lot better than I remembered. I guess I take that back. I don't know. It's hard to tell if these videos are any good because they don't get any views, and I never get any comments on them saying if it was helpful or not. To that boy, but it's mellow as fuck. I think this is the best cover that I've done for sure. In fact, the way this was mixed and everything sounds a lot better than probably at least a lot of maybe most of my original music. It's so much work doing these covers because you have to find out all the notes that are played through like a synth or whatever other instruments and turn it into, you know, guitar. So I was pretty proud with that explosion there because I used a mask that I had to keyframe to cut out certain parts so it looks like it's in front of me. So like originally the you know, this explosion, you know, it would be covering me and it would kind of look like it's just coming out of, you know, my back or something, but like this it looks like it's happening in front of me. And then I did this little card which was in the original music video, and it looks pretty damn close to what they did. The guitars, everything sounds brutal, it's bassy, you know, which I think is appropriate considering that it's a rap song. To me, it just sounds really good. The vocals I feel like could have been better, but I'm not that great of a vocalist, and that was the best that I could do. Shooting this video was really nerve-wracking because I had to walk down the street with ketchup on my face, you know, lip syncing with this metal song. And I'm glad that there was nobody outside to notice me doing what I was doing. And basically I tried to imitate the video as much as I could all by myself. You know, I got the fisheye lens effect here. But instead of somebody letting me into the house. I had to let myself in because I'm on my own. And then instead of a surgery room, I just get an X-Acto knife from my drawer and trying to pretend like I'm doing surgery on myself, attaching this other face to myself. Yeah, my dog makes a cameo. You can see him right there. If I had someone helping me, God, I'm so lonely. Why can't I get anyone to help me with my videos? But in the video, in the original music video, they shot this in a way to where you don't see all the stuff outside of the windows. So the car could be perfectly still and you wouldn't notice. The only reason why it looks like it's moving is because the camera's kind of moving. And I don't know if they did that like in post or if they're actually kind of just wiggling the camera. But I couldn't really see what the camera was able to see. So it's got a little bit of the grass here, a little bit of the house next door. So you can tell that the car is not moving. But, what are you going to do? So yeah, best cover they've done sounds pretty good. Best growlers in metal, another tier list video. I guess there's not a point in going into there. It's going to be like my other videos. It's going to be kind of more slow paced and thoughtful. And, you know, Moron explains the plot of Halo CE. This is a very different video from anything that I've done before, both in concept and in workflow. I've never done a video where I just sit down and try to explain the plot of an entire game. And the way that I worked on this video was actually, I didn't plan everything beforehand. I got the footage of the gameplay. I just watched it, and as I was watching it, I came up with jokes, and I only wrote it down the moment that I came up with the joke for the sake of me having something to read when I was recording it, because if I'm just saying the words, like, I'm gonna mess it up. So I just wrote it down, I recorded it, and then I edited that part, and then I kept on going. Like, it wasn't like I wrote a script all beforehand and then I recorded it and then I edited it. It was like I was basically writing, recording, and editing the video all at once. So it was interesting to do this kind of slightly off the cuff, but I think it turned out really well. I think it's pretty funny. The way that I get the name wrong of the ship was not so great. I was picking up more momentum as I went along. I think the more that I went along doing this video, the more I realized, like, I have to be as absurd as possible. Like, if any idea comes to me at all, anything, I have to go along with that, because if I sit here and think about it for too long, like, what's funny? Like, it's gonna get away from me. Like, I gotta be like that. So in the beginning, I feel like I wasn't being too funny.
Halo, the badass cyborg marine, to kill the Covenant in the name of hula hooping. This marine here thinks he knows better than escape pod with some other marines. However, the marines humiliate Halo over his defeat against Captain Keith in the dance competition.
That dance competition joke was so good. Like, it made, like, that's another thing about this video is once I made a joke, like, that became the canon of what happened in the game. So I had to keep referencing that, and when I kept referencing that and building off of it, it just got funnier and funnier, because I'm building this mishmash of a story that doesn't actually make sense.
So he murdered them all before the escape pod can even land, making him the only survivor in his group. When he leaves the escape pod, he realizes that the hula hoop is actually a beautiful vacation resort, which answers the question why the Covenant are after the ring as well. Surely they want to take it over and dominate the timeshare market.
And then, like, in that moment, I established that the Covenant were actually a company who sells timeshares, which I don't even know if that's a thing that exists, but, like, that forms the basis of the jokes in the next video and the video after that. It was like crazy how this, like, all worked out. But yeah, I think it's a funny video. You know, Halo 2. I mean, I guess the what I'm gonna say about those other videos are gonna be the same as this one. I think they're funny. and they all build off of each other. This is a Kidnap the Sandy Claus cover, which didn't turn out that good.
Hear that, Mr. Sandy Claus? I want to do it. Let's draw straws.
I do appreciate. It's funny how I'm talking about this about myself. I do appreciate the fact that I tried to incorporate the beginning of the song actually, because the corn cover starts when they go la 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 la. I included the part before that where they're kind of talking amongst themselves.
Jackson, we should work together. We of a kind, birds of a feather, now and forever. La 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 la.
I guess the only part I guess that really sounds crappy about this is my singing right there during the chorus. I did not. For some reason I couldn't get how to make it sound right. But otherwise, the instrumentals and the mixing, and then all the other parts where I'm just kind of reciting lyrics or screaming sounds pretty good, I think. Like, this sounds pretty good. I don't think it sounds quite as clean as some of the other stuff that I've done, but it sounds like nice and bassy though, which makes sense because it's a Korn song. So I don't know. What you gonna do? I guess it's the best that I could do at the moment. And then this is the last video that has gone up at the moment. Do I have any? I have one other video scheduled to come out. So this is the last video that came out, and this is the last video that I just like uploaded, regardless of whether it has released or not. So we're getting there, pretty close. It's gonna be a really long video. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to edit. But this is the sequel to my original review, where I reviewed the prequel to the game that I reviewed, and I think it turned out pretty good.
And that's it. I have nothing else good to say about this game. The rest is garbage.
Gameplay. What does it?
I feel like that's a really good edit right there. The way that I said that line plus the zoom in is really good. And then I have just other good bits and pieces like that. I make fun of my singing right here. And then this is probably one of my favorite parts of it.
Grab onto ledges and pull herself up, which is something that I'm surprised they didn't have in the second game. But Alice a lot of times just doesn't grab onto the ledge for some reason and ends up dying. And when she does grab onto the ledge, she takes forever to lift her fat ass up, which gets really annoying when you have to do it several times in a row. Time to hit the gym, Alice, working that upper body strength.
This is how you do it.
That's really fucking hard. Oh shit.
That part originally, it wasn't gonna have all the little edits and the music, but then I thought this needs something to punch more, and I added all the stuff and came out really good. Fun fact, that was my second take. The first take, actually, technically that was the only take. You see, the first time that I tried it, I jumped up and I hit my finger against the bar, and it really fucking hurt. And I was like, "Gah!" And I was like, well, this hurts, but this will make a funny outtake. And then look at the camera, it wasn't even fucking recording. So I hurt myself for nothing. The second time, I got it. But yeah, so here's where I make fun of my singing. I had a little joke about the knife respawning. It's a long video, so like I can't really go over it in detail, but I mean, I guess there's certain parts where I feel like I kind of shoehorned jokes, but I feel like you kind of have to, because when you're reviewing a game, the main part is that you review it, right? And then just like my Baby Metal video, this one doesn't seem to be doing all that well in the sequel to it. But maybe that's just because this only released like 4 days ago. I don't know if I should try to give it more of a chance or what. I think it was a pretty good video. Took a way longer than it needed to make because of my dumbass. The way that I recorded this was I just started recording and I just recorded the entire time that it was playing. And so I had some clips that were like 4 hours long, and my computer couldn't handle it, and I had to end up trying to split the videos into smaller chunks, and sometimes my computer couldn't even handle one of those videos and trying to separate that. And then some of the footage got corrupted, and it was a couple hours long. And and then that's why I'm still modifying the process that I use for doing these videos. I looked up a couple of tutorials on how to do game reviews, and it seems like everybody takes really short clips of like 5 minutes, and they'll have hundreds of these clips, but then they label them all, and then when they're editing, it's like, oh, I need a clip of this, and then they put it in there. I need a clip of that, and they put it in there. And that does seem like more convenient than what I do. Plus, it doesn't crash the computer. So yeah, it's just I think regardless of how you do it, this type of thing is going to take a really long time to do. But yeah, overall, I think this was a pretty good video. So let's take a look at this Tomb Raider video real quick. This was a new series. I made this logo, by the way. Doesn't it look cool? From a distance, I realize now that you can't read this at all because it kind of just blends in with everything else. I don't know if I should maybe make these words black, or maybe make the white border bigger. I want to try something different where I reviewed a game, but I didn't want to spend all the time editing that I usually do. Originally, what I was going to do was like a rant where I just sit down and talk off the cuff of what I thought about the game. But it turned out to, the first video that I did of this was like 40 minutes long. I felt like I never got anywhere. It was really like, I always lost my train of thought and I couldn't think of things to say. It was, I think, kind of just frustrating to listen to, like for 40 minutes. So I thought, okay, I'm going to take the opposite direction. I'm going to try to review this as fast as possible. I'm going to be extremely succinct. Even when I was writing the script, if there was like words or phrases that just didn't need to be there to convey the information that I needed, then I just took it out. And then I sped up the audio by 25%, and I came up with this, and I think it's really good. I like doing this video. I think it's a good way of making videos quickly, and it's still pretty entertaining to watch. I think there was a couple of jokes in there that I made, and they're so short too that they're very bite-sized, like somebody can drop in and out of the video very easily. So I think that came out pretty good. It's a different video than I usually do. It's fast and very fast paced, and it conveys all the information you need very quickly. And those are all the videos that I have as of right now. To all the people who have subscribed, thanks. It's gonna be a long journey before I get to where I want to be. We'll get there eventually. And 200 people, I guess, when you think about it, on YouTube it's not a lot, but when you think about it, it is a lot of people. Like if I tried to fit 200 people in my house, that probably wouldn't fit. So yeah, I mean, it is a lot of people kind of watching my videos, even if not all of them are really following me that closely. Like, say half of the people are actually dedicated to seeing my channel. That's still a lot of people. So yeah, and I guess I forgot to mention which of my songs was the favorite. I was gonna do something where I kind of break down all the songs and maybe kind of rank them, but this video is gonna be too long as it is. So I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think my favorite song is Conceited Self. It sounds good. The lyrics are good. Like it pertains to self-confidence, which is something that I need. And every time that I listen to it, it pumps me up. It's energetic and fast and chuggy. And so anyways, that's going to be it. Hopefully this video isn't a pain in the ass to edit. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for the 200 people who have been here and stuck with me. And I hope you continue to stick with me. And let's try to get more subscribers. Fucking kidnap your friends and force them to watch my videos. I don't know. All right, peace.